Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Making It Happen with Mary and I am Mary. Today's video, we are finally rounding out the Summerween Halloween collection from Bath & Body Works, and we is gonna holla today, baby, about Vampire Blood. The re-release, I believe this is the 3rd edition of Vampire Blood. I'm digging this bottle. Y'all, am I the only one that thinks that this perfume bottle or whatever, it looks like oh, girl got a Britney Spears bottle sitting there. You see that, right? I ain't crazy. That looks like a Britney Spears perfume bottle sitting on this bottle. I'm thinking maybe it's supposed to be a love potion though, because it's got love on it. I don't know though, but I swear to God, the design choice, that screams Britney Spears to me, baby. Okay. All right, but yeah, we're going to talk about Vampire Blood today. We're also going to do some comparisons as well as comparing it to the OG. This was the OG of Vampire Blood. Love this packaging. Still love this packaging. It's probably my favorite out of all the packagings for Vampire Blood. Although this one's not bad. It's not bad. But I still prefer this OG. And y'all are doing the dang thing because you're clearing me out of my clearance. Let me just say, over at Banger Beauty by Mary, I let you know earlier in the week, we put a bunch of mists and butters from earlier in spring, early summer, all marked to clearance. Mermaid elixirs, moisturizing body washes, lip glosses. Today, I am wearing Melon Mommy again. I absolutely love this shade. Screams beautiful red, has a little tiny bit of green glitter in there, smells and tastes like watermelon. Beautiful red on the lips, y'all. You cannot go wrong with this. And make sure you get over there and take advantage, because when I say I am dropping so much new in the next coming months, y'all are going to flip. Y'all are going to flip. Like, holy moly. In fact, this coming Friday, we are dropping the Slush Me Out collection. Honey, I will show you more details on that as the days go by. But y'all don't want to sleep on this one. Oh my God. Yeah, but let's get into this video. Enough chattering. I'll save that for another video. But yes, Vampire Blood, scent notes, red berries, night blooming jasmine, and petrifying plum. I said this in another video where I mentioned I definitely get a strawberry-ish note in here. And somebody had commented on that video. There's strawberry now in Vampire Blood as if I just pulled this out my butt, right? And I'm like, well, to my nose, there's always been a strawberry note in there. It does say red berries. It does not say which red berries. They could be raspberries. They could be strawberries. It could be all kinds of berries. My personal opinion is that there is a raspberry / blackberry / strawberry note that's in Vampire Blood. It's always been discernible to my nose. But yes, night blooming jasmine and petrifying plum. I'm sorry I went off on the tangent, y'all, but I wanted to address that. Because I'm like, I swear I didn't just make this shit up. Like I'm just pulling scent notes, making up scent notes for fragrances now. Anyway, I did spray this year's version on this hand. Definitely a deep berried note in there. Like I said, it's like a raspberry, blackberry, strawberry mix, like a general berry mix. I do pick up a tiny bit of jasmine. It's not a lot. I also pick up that plum, or I should be more specific. It smells a little bit more to me like the rind of a plum. Like it kind of has like a slight depth. I don't want to say pungent because that's not the word, but it definitely has like a specific scent note to a plum's rind, you know what I'm saying, or the skin, not the rind, y'all, the skin, because I know somebody's going to correct me on that too. I'm just playing, y'all, but I know somebody will. The skin of a plum, that's what I kind of get from this. There also smells to me in here, in addition to the jasmine, ever so slight woody notes that are way in the background. Possibly birch, but it also smells like there might even be something like along the lines of possibly the slightest amount of tonka in here, maybe even the teeniest bit of sandalwood. They're all like mingling in that background. but I do pick up these discernible notes. Now, in comparison to last year's, or I'm sorry, the OG. I will say one thing. The OG, I feel, is stronger, longer lasting in ways, but I actually kind of prefer this one, y'all. I know it sounds crazy. There's something about this one that just smells a tad bit richer, a tad bit deeper than what this OG even smelled like. Like, I think the OG has maybe a teeny bit more sweetness, but this one just has like a little bit more depth to it. And it's, again, it's so small. I don't think this is going to be noticeable to a lot of people's noses. To me, I tend to pick up things like that. Fragrance is my life, literally. Between YouTube and Banger Beauty by Mary, it is my life, literally. I can pick up these like minute differences. Yes, there's just a bit more depth in this year's version, so I ain't mad at that. Now, so far as longevity, the OG gave me about 3 hours worth of wear. This year's version, kind of like the 2-hour mark. It wasn't, I'm imagining if you wear the lotion or the cream with this, you probably will get more longevity with it. But yeah, I was pleased, like, because I even said when I hauled these, I felt like there was minute differences in Wicked Vanilla Woods, in Ghoul Friend, in Vampire Blood, and I know my Lowe's wasn't lying. I just knew it because smelling them side by side, there definitely is the tiniest nuances between these. And in ways, this kind of has, on the dry down, the teeniest, like, almost like soapiness factor, which isn't bad. It's not a bad thing. But it does have the tiniest bit of like a soapiness factor. Whereas I don't get that from the original whatsoever. And let me tell you, I doused both of my hands respectively to make sure I gave you guys the real deal on how this scent performs. Let's get into the comparisons though. Now, one of these I've seen it many times before, but these other two are kind of newer ones. And I was kind of going, listen, do not shoot the messenger. Okay, I did actually see a comparison, y'all, to Twilight Woods. Twilight Woods. I love this packaging. It's just so freaking cute. Scent notes are lush berry, sparkling mandarin, soft mimosa, apricot nectar, and cypress wood. I love me some Twilight Woods. Hello, lover. What's crazy to me, though, when I smell this, I definitely get those berry notes. There's beautiful berry notes in there. I don't necessarily get mandarin. Well, no, I take that back. The teeniest bit, but it's almost like a creamy mandarin way in the back. What I mostly get is a little bit of apricot nectar with the berry, and then these woody notes that are kind of like hanging out back here in comparison to Vampire Blood. Here, I never thought I'd say this, but smelling them side by side, Twilight Woods is actually, ooh, hey baby, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, girl. Hold up. Twilight Woods is actually sweeter than Vampire Blood. And I wouldn't have thought that. I would think Vampire Blood would be just a little bit sweeter. But nah. Oh, girl is sweeter. And I think it's a little bit creamier. There is definitely a creamy factor in there. I don't get creamy from this. No. Yeah, so these are definitely very different, honey. They is, I promise. Another one I saw, and this kind of blew my mind, y'all. But I have to relay it because I don't want nobody else led astray about this. They were comparing, I saw this in 2 different places. I saw it on YouTube, and I saw it on TikTok. The Twilight Woods one I saw on a Reddit thread. This was being compared to this. We all know what this is? This is that golden cherry. The golden cherry. And like I said, 2 different places I saw this. 2 different creators. So I'm like, let me sniff this puppy and we'll figure it out. Golden cherry is literally warm woods, tart cherry for a cozy, dreamy scent. I do like this one. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of like Oh Cherries a little bit more demure younger sister. There's more of like a cashmere vibe about this one in comparison to Oh Cherry. I do love this scent. She's going to be fabulous this fall. I'm actually very excited to use this fall. But it's actually very, very pretty. But in comparison to Vampire Blood, girl, no. No. I mean, honest to God, this actually comes across more delectable to your sniffer, like creamier, that cashmere with the woody notes and the little bit of cherry that you do get in there. They say, what do they say this is? It's tart cherry, but I get more of like those yellow cherries. That's what this really reminds me of. I don't know what the yellow cherries are called offhand, but that's what it reminds me of. And it's sweeter and more cozy in ways than Vampire Blood is. I hate to say this because I do like Vampire Blood, but when I smell these side by side, if I had to pick right now, I see you looking at me funny. The last one I want to compare it to is one that I've seen it reviewed or compared many, many times. It is Autumn Drive. Autumn Drive came out years ago. I don't think it's that old, though. Let's take a peek here. 2022, although a lot can happen in 3 years, let me tell you. Autumn Drive, though, we only saw her, I think, once. Maybe twice. For whatever reason, this is the only packaging I'm remembering. If you remember another version of Autumn Drive, let me know in the comments down below. Wild Raspberry, Warm Amber, and Vanilla Birch. It says, roll the windows down and turn the radio up. It's road trip time. This one came out with Golden Hour Coast, and there was another one. I can't remember, but Autumn Drive was one of my favorites out of that collection. Hello, lover. We'll be together again soon enough. Don't you worry, babe. Don't you worry. What I love about this one is you definitely get that beautiful raspberry note. It's a very distinct, like, ripened sun fall raspberry is what it gives me. You get a beautiful amber note in here. The birch note is done perfectly because sometimes birch can come across too heady, almost too woody. It has very distinct, almost like a sharp note to it, but the way it's done in here is beautiful. Just enough to give it that oomph in the background to add in with that amber and the raspberry, and it's just a gorgeous scent in comparison to Vampire Blood. No, this is so much sweeter. And actually, again, I hate to say this, if I was forced right now to pick between these two, I'm just saying. I like Vampire Blood. I do, I really do. But this one's better. In my opinion, it's my opinion. Opinions are like, everybody has one. Some of y'all seem to be interested in mine, though. Not my opinion, babe, my opinion, not the other one. Yeah, this is just a lot sweeter, a little bit more complex. It just has more depth to it in ways. It's brighter, bouncier. Vampire Blood is not a bad scent. I do like it. I just feel like this year's version, I do like this year's version. I don't want to get it twisted. There's something different about it in comparison to the OG that's nice. It's just the tiniest bit brighter even in ways. I just like it. I do like it. So I'm actually shocked to say that this version, in my opinion, is better than the OG. But what did you guys think? Because that's more important in my opinion. I want to know what y'all thought. Let me know in the comments down below. Do not sleep on the clearance section over at Banger Beauty by Mary. Because y'all, I told you, and I know you think I'm playing with you, but I'm not. I ain't bringing a lot of those scents back. So if you saw something you loved, you are my sunshine. Butterfly Garden. Lace Me Up. My version of Victoria's Secret's Vanilla Lace. That's better than it. Sweet Talker. A lot of those scents that I had earlier this year going into the early part of summer, babe, I gots to clear them out. I got to make room. My daughter's been yelling at me like, Mom, we got to make more room down here. We got to. You got to hold on. Let's get these people a chance to get this stuff in their hands. So that's what we're doing. Make sure you grab a banger sud or a mermaid elixir for the remaining days of summer. And other than that, y'all, we're at my favorite part. Like, comment, subscribe, and ding the bell so you're alerted every single time your girl uploads. And I will see you in the next one. All right, you guys. Bye-bye.